heartbreaks. Remember the tears. Getting it all together takes so many years. Remember the close ones, and there were a few. You never gave up trying, wanting to come through. Well, this is your moment.
Good morning, Nash. I'm Jason Earl.
And I am Troy Stoudemire, welcoming you to another episode of Tiger Nation.
The winter sports season at North Allegheny is quickly approaching as the wrestling and boys and girls basketball teams open their seasons this week. The wrestling team goes to Gateway this Friday and Saturday for the Eastern Area Wrestling Tournament. Girls basketball takes on Chartiers Valley on Friday night in the Wright Automotive Tip-Off Tournament. And the boys go to State College. Stay tuned for results next Tuesday. Now to Troy for ice hockey.
Thank you, Jason. On Monday, November 24th, the boys ice hockey team took on Bethel Park with Joe Zappia taking charge. The boys took a commanding 3-0 lead at the end of the second period with goals from Nate Taylor, Dawson Richard, and Johnny Parks. But have no fear, ladies and gents, I didn't forget the legend himself, Joe Zappia netting the fourth and final goal with an empty netter. Now that's talent.
And with that, we'd like to move on to NABA news. With the opening games coming up on Thursday night, there's plenty to talk about, and I'd like to hand it over to Noah to introduce our first matchup.
Well, thank you, Jason. We're going to start out with Sell versus Doherty. We're going to go ahead and start with Troy there. What do you think about that one?
Well, it's obviously going to be a tough matchup. Two great, very talented teams, but I've got Doherty getting the edge. Nicholas Peter Thornton, he's a force to be reckoned with, ladies and gentlemen.
Troy, I also have Team Doherty winning that one. I think the guard duo out there with Doherty and Thornton, it's tough to beat. So I like Doherty in that one. Noah?
Well, I also have that, but I do think that Sell has a definite chance of winning. I think it's about rebounding in this one with both teams having shooters on both sides. Let's move on. We got Midgley versus Puntill on the next matchup.
Well, I'm going to go with Midgley. The reason why? Billy Wagner. The kid's going to go off. He's going to have a great game, and they're going to win by big numbers.
Troy, I'm going to have to go with Puntill in this matchup. I think Mark Puntill is one of the best players in NABA, and I think Tommy Swalina in the fourth round is a steal. So I like Puntill for that one.
You know, Jason, I like Puntill as well. I think Troy's completely wrong, and that's really all I have to say. The next matchup, we got Team Davis versus Team Mitnick. Troy, what do you got there?
Well, I don't know a lot about the two teams, so then I put both of their names into a hat, and out came Team Mitnick.
Well, Troy, that must have been a good strategy because I have Mitnick as well. I think you got two great guards in Shane Mitnick and Michael Simmons, and then you got a big body down low in Nick Vano. So I think that'll be good for Team Mitnick, and they'll take the W in that one.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with that. I got Mitnick as well. Great minds think alike. So let's move on. No question about that one. We got Bjorklund versus Karsh in the next matchup.
Well, I'm taking Karsh in this matchup, and the reason why? Cam Sinceri. The kid's got speed. It's all about it.
Troy, I'm also taking Team Karsh in this one. Really a tough matchup to decide here, but I think Karsh has the talent edge.
Well, there's not much argument in these matchups so far. I also have Karsh. I think Myrmagis is going to lead the way in that one. Next matchup, we got Team Williams versus Team Stoltz. What do you got there, Troy?
Well, I think Team Stoltz has the edge. They've got Austin Lund with that deep threat, and that's going to help them out in the end.
Troy, I'm going to have to differ. I got to go with Team Williams on that one. I said last week they're my sleeper team, and I expect them to take the W in this first matchup.
Well, you know, I agree with that. Me and Jason definitely have the same knowledge of basketball, and Troy knows nothing. I have Team Williams as well. You know, I think Stoltz has a great chance, depending on Grega and Allison Trino, but I'm going to go with Williams on that one. Next matchup, we got Fishbaugh versus Sansosti.
Well, I've got Sansosti in a blowout. I'm sorry to say.
Troy, I can't argue with you. Team Sansosti, 2 consecutive titles, another great-looking squad this year. You got to take them over Fishbaugh in this game.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with that as well. I think they got a great team, and they're obviously going to start out strong again. We're moving on to Team Uline versus Team Turzai. What do you got there?
Well, that's definitely going to be a tough one, but I think Uline's going to pull out in the very end with the W.
Troy, I agree with you. Very severe injury to Michael Schaub, key player on Team Turzai, so that's certainly going to be a factor in this one. Uline, all height, complete, absolute domination height-wise. They're going to get a ton of rebounds, ton of blocked shots. I like them over Turzai in this game.
You know, I think it would have been a much harder decision if Schaub were still out there, but with him gone, I think it's definitely going to be Uline. Next, we got Team Earl versus Team Taborski.
Well, I'm going to have to go with you guys here on this one. You know, Noah, he's a perimeter shooter, and that's going to take you guys a long ways.
Troy, I'm still in shock that we were able to snag Noah in the 6th round. The three-point shot from Wessel is just it's remarkable, and it's unmatched. And I think that'll be on display against Team Taborski in the first game.
Well, you know, that's impossible to argue with. It's definitely going to be Earl out there. No question about it. And we're going to finish off with Truman versus Eichner.
Well, that's going to be a tough one, but I'm taking the Riley Truman to get the W in this one. How about you, Jason?
I agree, Troy. They got Riley, Jake DeChellis, a good 2nd-round pick, and they've got a nice tall rebounder in Mike Sanfilippo. So I like Truman in that game.
You know, Troy, the only thing I disagree with is that it's not going to be close. Team Truman's definitely going to win there. You got John Luke in the 4th round. He's definitely going to lead the force there. And that's all the matchups we got for this week. Team 19 with a bye, which Team Wenig, they're going to be a threat, but they're not playing this week. So we'll hand it back over to you guys.
That's all we got for this week's episode of Tiger Nation. We'll be back next week with more winter sports and NABA. Thank you very much.